Activists and families of protest victims have urged restraint from security personnel ahead of the June 25th, 2026 commemoration, emphasizing that the day is not a demonstration but a solemn remembrance. This report was prepared by Alvin Kithinji.
Wakenya, Wakenya, mashujaa wetu Wakenya.
Human rights activists and families of victims of the June 2024 protests have maintained that the June 25th commemoration is both lawful and protected under the Constitution, emphasizing that activities planned across the country will be peaceful.
The people who are saying why we should come out on June 25th, that it's our right. Those who wrote the Constitution were aware. Well, they put the Article 37 of the Constitution that give us right to picket and demonstrate.
To enhance accountability and transparency, organizers say drones and body-worn cameras will be deployed to document events during the commemoration. They argue that the move has been informed in part by the case of Rex Masai, where questions remained over the identity of the person responsible for the fatal shooting.
We call upon young people across the country to live stream the event, take pictures, record videos, and share widely.
The activists have also called on security agencies to exercise restraint during the commemorative protests, safeguard participants, and take firm action against any individuals who may seek to infiltrate or disrupt the events.
Those that are unable to come to Nairobi, go to the relevant police stations within your locality and share a flag. Wave the flag. Share the flower to show that we are spreading love as much as we are demanding justice. And wave the white handkerchief to show we are peaceful.
We are going to be peaceful. Peaceful. We ask for restraint from the members of the police force and the government as all.
Meanwhile, DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua has urged young people to shelve the June 25th anniversary activities, citing concerns that criminal elements could infiltrate the gatherings and trigger violence.
All those who are aggrieved by this system, the Constitution has provided an opportunity next year through the ballot to get rid of William Ruto and his people.
On the other hand, the Linda Mwananchi movement has announced that it is postponing its planned rallies and will instead join families and victims in commemorating those affected by the Gen Z protests.
We will join other Kenyans of goodwill to stand in solidarity with the victims of the Gen Z protests of 2024 and their families.
In Mombasa, County Commissioner Mohamed Noor has cautioned residents against participating in the planned demonstrations, stating that his office has not received any formal notification regarding the protests scheduled for June 25th.
So wangekuwa wametupatia notice, watapita njia gani, watatumia barabara gani, ndio tujue hata pale watapita ili wakora wasiingie katikati yao waweze kuharibu mali. So kufikia sasa hatujapata yoyote.
However, human rights activist and executive director of Vocal Africa, Hussein Khalid, in a post on X, has stated that police have been notified of a peaceful protest to be held in Mombasa on the 25th of June 2026, and the notice was received and signed by police on 20th June 2026.
Na sababu ya sisi kwenda Nairobi ilikuwa hatutaki waseme kusijui mahali fulani hawakupewa, mahali fulani hawakupewa. Kwa hivyo ile notisi tuliopeana na viongozi ilikuwa ni notisi ya nchi nzima, si ya Nairobi peke yake.
Meanwhile, the Matatu Owners Association has said that while there are concerns regarding possible disruptions, operations will go on normally on June 25th. As the anniversary approaches, families of victims and human rights activists insist that peaceful commemoration is their constitutional right. They say the day will serve as a solemn remembrance of those who lost their lives during the June 25th, 2024 protests, while renewing calls for justice and accountability.
A proposed law that Could change how Kenyans report wrongdoing is now before Parliament. The Whistleblower Protection Bill 2025 seeks to give legal cover to anyone who exposes corruption, misuse of public funds, or any conduct that goes against the public interest. Faith Wangari has the details.
For years, Kenyans who have spoken out against wrongdoing in public and private institutions have done so at a great personal risk, facing dismissal, harassment, and, in some cases, threats to their lives. The Whistleblower Protection Bill 2025, introduced by Attorney General Dorcas Oduor, now seeks to change that.
When you look at the legislation in place, the policies in place, the institutional framework, but even culturally, whistleblowers don't have that much support. So we really need to put that commitment, as we have signed in the African Union Convention for Preventing and Combating Corruption, as we have signed our commitments in the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, that as countries will put in place measures to protect whistleblowing.
The bill applies to public entities, private entities, NGOs, and faith-based organizations. It covers a wide range of individuals, including civil servants, private sectors, employees, contractors, volunteers, and even members of the public who come across information relating to improper conduct. The conduct that can be reported is broad. It ranges from bribery and corruption to gross mismanagement of public funds, violations of human rights, and any act of omission that creates a danger of life, health, safety, or the environment. Critically, a whistleblower does not need to prove the wrongdoing. They only need to reasonably believe that it has occurred, is occurring, or is likely to occur. Once a disclosure is made, the bill guarantees whistleblowers a range of protections. No employer may dismiss, demote, suspend, transfer, harass, or threaten a person for making a public interest disclosure. Contractors cannot be terminated or withheld on that basis either. Where a whistleblower's life or safety is determined to be at risk, the Commission is required to refer the matter to the Witness Protection Agency. Making a disclosure is designed to be accessible. A whistleblower may report orally or in writing, and anonymous reports are expressly permitted. Reports can be made to a supervisor, a designated officer within an organization, or directly to the Commission on Administrative Justice. Once received, the designated officer is required to forward a copy of the report to the Commission within 14 working days.
And let's breathe life into those commitments and actually ensure that we have legislation, but beyond the legislation, that we actually implement the provisions to ensure that anyone who comes out to report cases of corruption or other forms of wrongdoing is adequately protected.
The Commission on Administrative Justice sits at the center of the proposed framework. It will receive and investigate disclosures, handle complaints of retaliation, coordinate with enforcement agencies, and conduct public awareness campaigns aimed at fostering a culture of accountability and reporting.
I find that there's very little political goodwill, but we must push and hold our political class to account, particularly the members of Parliament.
The bill also introduces a provision that has largely been absent from Kenya's legal landscape, a whistleblower reward scheme. Public and private entities will be permitted to establish programs that financially compensate whistleblowers whose disclosure lead to detection, prevention, or prosecution of improper conduct. Faith Wangari, TV 47.
In other news,